Let's begin with a fundamental question. What exactly is an astral portal? In metaphysical terms, it's not a physical archway or a glowing vortex you walk through. Think of it more as a thinning of the veil, a specific point where the energetic fabric separating our consensus reality from other vibrational planes becomes permeable. It's a convergence point where consciousness can transition more easily. These portals aren't random. They often form at places of significant energy convergence. Ancient sites, locations of intense emotional events, or even within your own mind during specific states. The key to understanding them lies not in seeing them with physical eyes, but in sensing the subtle shift in the quality of space and awareness around you. This is where your own experience becomes the evidence. Portals don't announce themselves with fanfare, they whisper. Have you ever entered a room and felt an immediate, unexplainable shift in temperature or pressure? A sudden, profound silence that seems to swallow sound. These are classic environmental markers. On a personal level, you might experience a fleeting sense of vertigo without moving, see brief flashes of light in your peripheral vision, or hear a high-pitched ringing in one ear. More subtly, your thoughts may suddenly become disjointed or take on a dreamlike quality, as if the logic of this reality is briefly bending. Recognizing these signs is the first step in conscious interaction. They are the subtle clues that the boundary here is not as solid as it appears. The most powerful and accessible portal isn't located in a remote forest or a crumbling temple. It's housed within your own skull. Your consciousness, in specific states, can generate a localized portal effect. This occurs during the hypnagogic state, that drifting space between wakefulness and sleep, and its counterpart, the hypnopompic state, experienced upon waking. In these moments, your brain's frequency is in a unique theta-dominant pattern, effectively lowering your psychic defenses and allowing for easier non-local travel. Meditation, deep trance, and focused intention can replicate this state. Think of your focused mind not as a key that unlocks a door, but as a frequency that resonates with and temporarily dissolves a section of the wall. Venturing near these thresholds requires a note of sober caution. The astral planes are not uniformly benevolent, and portals are simply doorways. They don't discriminate about what passes through. Many practitioners report encountering threshold guardians or energetic residues that can feel unsettling or oppressive. These are often interpreted as thought forms, psychic echoes, or aspects of one's own subconscious given temporary autonomy. The educational imperative here is profound. Your emotional and mental state acts as both a filter and a beacon. Fear and chaotic thought can attract or create chaotic experiences. This isn't to inspire terror, but to instill respect. Proper navigation isn't about brute force. It's about cultivated awareness, clear intention, and the wisdom to know when to step back and recenter. So, how do you engage with this knowledge safely and intentionally? Let's outline a clear educational protocol. First, grounding. Before any exploration, firmly root yourself in your physical body and a state of neutral, calm observation. Second, set intent. Clearly state internally or aloud your purpose, for example, to explore with clarity and return with wisdom. A vague intent is an open invitation for misinterpretation. Third, sensory mapping. If you suspect a portal's presence, don't rush. Close your eyes and map the space with your inner senses. Note where the texture of the space feels different. Finally, the anchor. Always maintain a conscious thread back to your physical body and your starting point. This could be visualizing a cord of light or simply holding awareness of your breath. This protocol transforms a potentially chaotic encounter into a structured, conscious experiment in perception. Here is the final, integrative insight. Astral portals are not rare, distant phenomena. They are interwoven into the fabric of your daily reality. That moment of profound inspiration in the shower, a micro-portal of creative energy. The vivid, meaningful dream that provides an answer, a nocturnal portal to deeper wisdom. The eerie sense of presence in an old building, a persistent, low-level thinning of the veil. The goal is not to hunt for doorways in exotic locales, but to refine your perception so you recognize the ones you already cross. Your entire life is a journey through a landscape dotted with these subtle thresholds. Understanding them allows you to move from a passive traveler to a conscious navigator of the multi-layered reality you inhabit.